This is the Uprising Revival. Welcome to today's show. I'm doing this video because I'm hoping that it'll help wake up people who are brand new to this. That's the only reason I really stay here on YouTube. It's pretty pointless for me at this point other than that. But of course, I know a lot of you like the content and can't join the website. So I continue to try my best to help wake people up to the occult symbolism, the satanic symbolism that we see all around us, as well as the agendas, of course. But I still cover these music videos and things like that because a lot of eyeballs get on those things. And that, of course, is how a lot of people have found my channel initially, my other channels, and how they have woken up. This video is trending, and to be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever seen a video in one day on YouTube have this many views. This might be like the most ever, even in the history of YouTube. I don't know. In one day, it has 110 million views. 110 million views. So a lot of people are watching this. A lot of people are getting indoctrinated, but they don't realize what they're even looking at, because that's usually how this works. And this, I don't know if this qualifies as K-pop, which a lot of people have asked me to cover these. I don't know if it, what kind of music this qualifies as. To me, it qualifies as a dumpster fire, but apparently this is the kind of music that the youth listen to now. It's Blackpink. The song, of course, is called Pink Venom. Of course, referencing a snake, a viper, why wouldn't they? And there are plenty of things in this video that will, even the most awake people will see it and just shake their head and go, unbelievable how obvious this is. Because when you connect all the dots and you see what's actually going on, you realize that this is a massive indoctrination by these people who are Satanists, who are in the cult. They're initiating, indoctrinating people by showing them what's going on, by using universal law and putting these things right in front of our faces. This is a giant spell being cast on everyone. So I won't rant anymore. I will show you. And I will start with the most obvious. MK Ultra, if you're new to this stuff, MK Ultra mind control, is really what we're all under as people living in America and around the world. We've been put under it. It's an operation by the government, CIA in America, who conducted experiments on people to perform mind control. Now it's used every day in the news, on television, movies, music, etc. They show you in this video that the MK Ultra, of course, is used on these singers that are in the music videos, because they always use these signs and symbols in the videos. We've seen this before. Let's start with the monarch butterfly. It's the most common MK Ultra symbol that we see. It's always around, right? People just think that these people like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Katy Perry, they all just love butterflies. They use them on their Taylor Swift. Every single one who is female, and even some males, will put this on an album cover. They'll have a song called Butterflies. This is to let you know that they are under mind control, that they are servants to this system. They are likely born into it, bloodline, and they have handlers who control them. The butterfly symbols that the monarch butterfly. We see in this video the monarch butterfly. We see the monarch butterfly frozen. We see the monarch butterfly on one of the singer's guitars. Okay, so that's a sign that they're letting you know that they're under mind control programming, because their handlers are the ones who put these signs and symbols in the videos. These musicians are just puppets. They don't have a clue really what's going on for the most part, but they are playing a huge role in this because they are the social influencers. Then we have the birdcage. The birdcage is another obvious one. This is a way that they show you that these people are trapped, that there is no way out of what they are in. They are stuck pretty much in a cage, like a bird in a cage. We see this with Britney Spears. We've seen it with Pink. We've seen it with, you name the list. You could look it up. Taylor Swift sitting inside of the birdcage. Okay. If these people were original artists, they would all say, hey, didn't Britney Spears do that? We're supposed to be artists. Didn't Taylor Swift do that? We don't want to do that. Not only is she inside of a giant cage, but somebody actually waves a birdcage in front of the camera, pretty much saying, hi, if you're not seeing it with the giant cage, I'll just wave this birdcage and see if you actually get it. And then you can go look up all these people who have used the same symbolism before. All these videos use the same signs and the same symbols. That's what I'm showing you. And we're going to get to the most important one in a minute. But there are a lot in this video, and 110 million people are being indoctrinated with it. And the other MK Ultra mind control program we see is the shattered glass. This references the altars. So if you're familiar and you've read books on the occult, satanic ritual abuse, you're familiar with all of what happens in satanic ritual abuse is that they create altars. Now, in today's society, you know these things as schizophrenia, people with who disassociation, things like that. They'll tell you in therapy, oh, they block these things out. Well, they create altars by doing trauma on these people, on these children. That's what the Satanists do. They create and put them through traumatic events. A lot of them are unfortunately perverse. A lot of them are things like locking them up in coffins and caskets and things like that. These are ways that they initiate them into Satanism. They tell them that God's the one doing it to them, that God hates them, that they're wicked, and they end up getting indoctrinated with all this occult stuff. This is what they do. Then they pass it on to their kids. This is what Hollywood is. This is what politics are. That's why you see all the bloodlines as well in politics, the Kennedys, the bloodlines, etc. So the glass represents altars, and we see this all the time. We've seen it with Justin Timberlake. So you'll see songs called, see things with mirrors and glass. Of course, mirrors is a different reference, which I won't get into here, but you'll see shattered mirrors a lot, and here you see it on the floor. So this one now is this one is just for the people out there who know what it's about, which I'll tell you the best I can here on YouTube without getting censored. The black goo. That's right. She's just randomly in black goo. The people who made the video, they were like, it'd be really cool. We just had this giant bathtub of black goo, like slime from Nickelodeon. Right? No one's ever done that before. Oh, wait a second. Where have I seen that before? You're probably looking on the screen, seeing it over and over and over again, right? From Christina Aguilera to Lady Gaga, to movies, Venom, etc., to Billie Eilish, over and over and over. So the black goo, for those of you that don't know, is referencing a certain something called graphene. That's right, graphene. Now, graphene has the ability to transform people. And if they were able to get graphene in people's bodies somehow, I don't know how they could possibly do it, wink, wink, then, people would start to transform and almost become like electromagnetic. And, anyway, you get the point, right? So what people don't realize is that graphene and black goo are the same thing, graphene oxide. And they use it and put it in all these music videos to tell people, and this is part of spellcasting, exactly what's happening to them and exactly what's happening in the world right now. But people see this stuff and they never think. They just go into this sleeping state of mind while they're watching this. They're like, oh, look, she's reaching down this black goo. And then, what? What are they doing? I don't know. I'm texting. They don't pay attention to what they're actually showing you. They're all doing this. If they were actually artists, then somebody would say, hey, the black goo thing, Lady Gaga had a whole thing about the black goo, laying in the black goo. We've seen it over and over again in movies. We've seen it with Scarlett Johansson and Lucy as in Lucifer, over and over and over. This black goo is what's transforming human beings. And this is all biblical stuff that has to do with what happens to humans in the end times, where people will seek death and not be able to find death. But I'll just leave it at that with the black goo, because all of you already know what it means and why it's there. You have moon worship. We always see the moon used. I guess it's because they love it. Just like lightning. You see moon worship. Most rituals are done, obviously, when they're full moons. These people have calendars in their home that specifically tell them when full moons are. You actually might notice if you buy calendars that'll have all the specific moons on it, even though you're just buying a calendar so you can organize and it'll be like, oh, there's going to be a solar moon on this date and that date. Right? That's just another way that they pamper to the pagan witches. Well, I shouldn't even call them pagan because they're Satanist witches, satanic witches. You'll see the devil horns thrown up. No big deal, right? I always see the devil horns. Eminem just came out with his album cover with him with the devil horns on the forehead that we've seen before. You'll see even they deliberately position this woman right in front of a car. A car drives through a wall, and it has these horns on them, like the Baphomet, right? And she's standing right there as if the horns were coming out of her head. I mean, this is all satanic worship. Everything is strategically placed in these videos. Someone was like, let's just drive a car through the wall, and we'll have you standing in front of it. And someone was like, wouldn't it be cool if we put horns on it like a bull? Oh, yeah, that would make perfect sense. Like, what do you think? They're all on crack? Oh, they all are. But, I mean, this is all a spell. And all these things are strategically placed there. So you see that. You see somebody dancing, obviously, and there's all these Egyptian hieroglyphics on the wall. They always put the Egyptian stuff in there because really the satanic worship comes down to Egyptian worship. Okay, and this goes back to Babylon. And you'll even see the pyramid on the wall where we've seen this symbol before. For those of us who've exposed Pizzagate and things like that, this symbol with the lines through it. Yeah, this has to do with adults who are really into kids. Yeah, they're big fans of children. And that's what that symbol represents. So they strategically put that in there, which probably tells you along, if you tie that in with all the MK Ultra stuff with the cage and the monarch butterfly and the shattered glass, that these men or women, whatever they are in the video, are all, obviously, we already know that they're slaves to the system. That's the only way you become big and famous like this, because the music, I don't even know what they're saying if you listen to the song. I mean, they pretty much just walk. It's like walking around your house doing baby talk. You're like, you know, you just pretend like you're doing baby talk, or you're acting like loopy, and you're like, I mean, that's pretty much what these music videos are. If you listen to the lyrics, they just say ridiculous crap over and over. Get drunk, get high, get 110 million views, and then tell people that you did it because you're talented and it's organic. No, it's an indoctrination. It's mind control practices being placed on the masses, but. I mean, if you look at this stuff, I mean, even when they show, you know, so what I was saying about the pyramid there is that usually the people who go through trauma-based mind control are always abused. So that's probably why they placed that in there. And on top of it, when you had her in the cage in the beginning of the video, you had druids all sitting around there. But then you also get this. You get the 33, you get somebody in there, 33 Freemasonry. Okay, this number is very significant to the occult. 33, you'll hear it all the time at false flag events. 33 people were shot. 33, it tells you that this is a fake event or a psyop or a hoax, et cetera, et cetera. But 33 is their number. You know, it's 666, it's 33. There's no two more important numbers to them than those. You'll see 33 all the time. They deliberately put it in videos. Eminem just had it on his album cover. It wasn't because he's a fan of Larry Bird, like I said in that video. This 33 is significant to them. They believe that's the age that Jesus was crucified. And also 33, 1/3 of the fallen angels that fell. 33 is the highest degree in Freemasonry before they evolve and move on to different secret societies. So they have the 33 in there. Then, of course, you have the apple, right? This is one of the most blatantly common themes that we see that drive me nuts that people don't see it. They always show them with an apple, which the apple is supposed to represent the forbidden fruit. I know in the Bible it doesn't specifically say an apple, but they use the apple as the forbidden fruit in these music videos all the time. Apple, the company who sold its first Mac for $666.66, has their logo is the apple with a bite in it. This has to do with the Garden of Eden and the biting of the apple, the biting of the fruit, the forbidden fruit, and gaining the knowledge. So in here we have a black apple, of course, because we're referencing black goo. Why not? They have the black apple, and they're referencing that. And she takes a bite of the black apple, the forbidden knowledge, right? Pink Venom. You see where all this is going? So these are all just in a 3-minute video that has 110 million views. You would think that some people might sit there and watch this and say, what are they doing? Right? Like, what are they doing? Like, who wrote this? Who sat there and was like, and then we're going to have you eat an apple. And they're like, okay, I'll eat an apple. And he's like, then we're going to have black goo coming out. And they're singing about, you know, getting high and stuff like that, or whatever they're saying in this song. I mean, it's all right in front of our faces. The people who don't see it don't have, they have no self-awareness, and they have no actual conscious mind. Like, their brain is just on autopilot. This stuff is constantly in front of us all the time, right in our faces. So this is, I don't know if it's a K-pop band, but it's Pink Venom is the name of the song by Blackpink. It has 110 million views in one day. This isn't a video from like 2005 of, I don't know, Hanson, okay? This isn't Mbop where you're like, oh yeah, well, it's been on YouTube for 20 years, so maybe it's got 100. This is on YouTube for one day, 110 million. So they won't miss the opportunity if they know that many people are going to watch it and they're going to promote it to put all these signs and symbols in it. Because this is spell casting. They're casting a spell on the audience that watches. This is how the occult operates. And they're not operating in secret anymore. They're operating right in front of our faces. This is a matter of whether you have the wherewithal to see it, or if you want to just close your eyes and pretend it isn't happening like a lot of Christians do. Me personally, I don't. I like to see it. I like to expose it. I like to know what the enemy's doing. It boils my blood. It keeps me hot in my faith to every day to go after these people and expose them. And I wish I could do more to help wake people up. I thank everyone for being here. Hope to see people on the website, atimeforjudgment.com. $2.99 a month. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It's well worth it. There's a lot of great information being shared over there. I thank everyone again for being here. Hope you're doing well. God bless all of you and your families.